But I got sent it was either a TikTok or a reel from Instagram about a young man who was 25 years old talking about him aging. And the basic premise was that Gen Zers are aging more rapidly than millennials. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting, topic. And I think there's a number of reasons why Gen Z is aging. And I saw something the other day on Instagram where it was like 90s celebrities. And it was just like them on the red carpet or something like that. And they look beautiful, skin flawless. And you look at these young kids now, and you take away these filters and everything. Some of these young kids look old.
Yeah.
Some of these kids look old. Some of these millennials that are my age look young.
You put a guy like Pete Davidson next to Regina King.
Right.
And you just wonder what happened.
What happened? and I think what the guy said in the video, the reason why Gen Zers are aging is because of stress. And there's going to be some generations out there, boomers are quick to say to the young generation that they're lazy and that they have it easy. And I don't think that's a fair assessment. And that's the reason why Gen Z calls out, and even millennials call out boomers like, you don't know my life. And they don't.
Yeah.
So I will say Gen Z and young millennials did grow up in a more stressful time because they literally went to school during active shooting drills.
Yeah.
Like I graduated out. Columbine was 97. I graduated in high school in 98.
Yeah.
And even though Columbine was an anomaly at that time, like there weren't a bunch of mass shootings. Even with our younger brother graduated, there wasn't a bunch of mass shootings. Right. Then all of a sudden, those like early 2000s hit. And it felt like it was a mass shooting or two every year. And that's when they had to do the drills. So you think about it, these kids have been doing drills, scared to go to school since they were in kindergarten.
Yeah. And I think about, as millennials, we came of age in a time of war and we went off to fight the war, but they were born just at war. Like they just didn't know anything else.
They don't know any peace.
Yeah. And just the thought of the role that like the internet plays in their lives. And it's such a toxic place. Us, when we remember the internet, when we were younger, the internet was always toxic, right? Because people are always going to take stuff and pervert it. Yeah. So you got back when it was AOL chat rooms and MSN chat rooms and things like that. And, you had to be careful of perverts. But
perverts has always been out there.
Perverts are always going to be where the action is, okay? They're gonna be where the people are. I mean,
okay, all right, that's a little bit better. Not where the action is. I don't know if that's the place you're gonna use.
The perverts are gonna be where the action is.
Don't stop. Don't double down on it.
I doubled down on it.
You're going to get us canceled.
I chose my words and I doubled down on it. Okay. No, but I mean, they're going to be, perverts are going to show up where the people are.
Right.
But we just didn't, when you came home from school, any bullying you had in school stopped when you got home.
It stopped there. Yeah. Unless they lived in your neighborhood. But even then, you could get home. You got home, there was a safe haven.
The bully was in your family. But other than that.
Yeah, we had some bullies in our family.
But other than that, when you got home from school, like there was that safe haven, that barrier between you and the world, and the kids nowadays. And, Gen Z was really that first generation where there's no barrier.
Yeah, there's no barrier.
There's no escape. And the outside world, they can't escape it. The internet is so ingrained in their lives, like they have to be on it for school. They have to be on it for their jobs, just to connect. Any little thing, like you have to be on it. And there's really just no escape for them for all of that stress, bad information, misinformation, just straight up lies.
Well, see, that's
Just
another thing, right?
yeah.
Like the older generation, Greta Thunberg.
Mhm.
So a lot of I remember getting in an argument with a 60-year-old client of mine that says she doesn't even know anything. That's her parents filling her head with information. And I was like, I've heard this talking point before. But why do you feel that way? Because I didn't know anything. I was 15. I was like, you didn't have access to information like she does. It's completely different.
And you
She has
didn't
way more
have
access to it.
to.
Right. And you didn't have to. You were safe and secure and protected. Right.
Yeah.
But now I remember Dave Chappelle talking to a bunch of kids, and he says, I'm scared for your generation. And the reason why I'm scared for your generation is because he was talking about when I guess it was just a Voyager, when the Voyager took off.
Mhm.
I want somebody's going to correct me, but when the spaceship took off and everybody was watching in the classroom and it blew up,
Mhm.
that was a traumatic experience. For if you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.